Okay, so I have CapCut here on my desktop because it's the easiest way to record instead of recording on my phone. It works almost exactly the same way on your phone as far as it comes to cutting everything up. So on a new project, I will grab something that I already airdropped to my desktop and put it in here. So CapCut has your timeline down here, and this is where you can cut everything up. So there's a little arrow that you should be on. And when you play your video, so this little bracket right here is the split bracket, and I use that button to cut it there. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I know there's going to be a pause here before I say anything else again. And there's the next thing that I say. So I'm going to just cut it right before that. Now that it's cut up, you get this little slider and you can bring it there. So that's one way to do it. On the phone, I haven't seen this transcribed way to edit it, but on desktop, if you choose the part that you want to get the transcript from, you click this scissors with the little sound icon on it, and it's going to transcribe. So I'll pause it while it transcribes. I will say that I'm showing you it in CapCut because you can just use CapCut and not use CapCut and Descript for this. However, if you have both, I like the transcriber in Descript a little bit better. I'm sure CapCut will get there. I think they've only had the transcription since late November. So now you'll have this window where your transcript comes up based on it reading the words in your video. And here you can adjust these settings. The first time I did this, I don't think I liked one of these settings, so I took it off. So it just depends on your delivery in the video if these are going to give you the results you desire, but you can start with having all three of those on. So basically from here, I'm going to delete the parts that I know I repeated over and over. I tried to say this sentence like 5 times. And if you have a script, this is going to go faster for you. But like I said, I don't script out or like itemize out every single day that I'm going to do, but I do have a thought process of what content I'm going to grab from wherever it already exists in my ecosystem. And so I repeated this. So all I'm doing is highlighting the text, and you can click delete or you can delete it. And if you mess up, Command Z on a Mac will undo it for you. So I'm deleting. Like it deleted that part, I can restore that part. I'm saying that marketing in your website and your content and however you're getting traffic have to have a pulse. So I can click, these are the seconds that I can delete, have to have a pulse. I don't think I like the way I said it the first time, so I'll delete up to here and then delete that. So let's see how this looks. If I start at the top here, I can get rid of this dead space. And then, but this is the truth, unless you are outsourcing your marketing. But this is the truth. I'm going to delete that dead space. This is saying that like I wasn't saying anything, so it's just pause. So I'm just reading, like I repeated the same thing because I was trying to say it correctly. And I think that's one reason why I tend not to script it is because the way I write an email or the way I write long form Facebook posts would be different than when I feel comfortable on camera. Actually, I don't need that most of that. Okay, so from here, I can drag the timeline back. Will tell me over in the transcript where the timeline scroller is, which is probably not the right word for it, but today it is. Unless outsourcing your marketing, buying just passive bookings, sure, setting up the shop, or with the idea of being passive, it's inherently difficult. A lot of us have skills of flyer. opening a bank account, having an email address. Okay, so that's okay. And I was hesitating to leave this in because this is the solution in my challenge. So I'm going to leave that in, even though I didn't love the delivery of it. So I remember fumbling through this, so I know I didn't want to say that part. And then I kind of listen to it as I go. Okay, so I'm going to keep editing this in the same way. And this is where what I like is if I'm talking and then I realize, oh, this is a different way to say something at the beginning. Now at this point, you could take the clip and pop it back into the beginning of the timeline. So I'm going to work on editing this down. And I have to listen to it over and over sometimes. This has to have. That's the biggest differentiator. I don't even know what I was saying here. Putting in Shopify by following some. I'm not going to say that. That didn't come out right. Has to have the full. Okay, we go. Has to have it. It's great. While that's great, that can boost its natural consistency. Okay, so I got most of it out and I just want to listen to it and teach a Shopify. Okay, so I'm going to close my transcript panel. And what I'm going to do is zoom in. And so I'm looking for, I wish maybe there's a way, but I wish the sound bar was a little bit bigger because I can see the dead space and pauses. So example, from there, like I finished the word here and there's dead space. So I'm going to click on that clip and drag it back to where the dead space started so that the pace of the video is faster. Same here. I know I can start like right before my mouth makes a sound. And then this is the truth, stopped right there. So I could do the split bracket, Command B, the split tool, and get rid of that dead space. And then I see there's dead space here. So once I trimmed it down to what, like got all the phrases out that I didn't want and all the mistakes, then I go back and I just trim all the dead space. So it just keeps going. I do know in my head while I'm recording, if I stop, I try to hold the same pose until I figure out the words in my head again and then keep going so that when I am chopping it, it doesn't look like too spastic. So right there. Okay, so in that phrase, I saw a big pause. Sure. There. So Command B to bring that back. Sure. Setting up the Shopify store. Too long of a pause there. Right here. Oh, I want this one. Okay, so that was a long pause. So I'll go through there and clean it all up. So that's how I clean up the video. And the original video, when I recorded it, was, so that video was 7 minutes while I was talking through and not reading a script. If you have a script written out, it would be way shorter and you would have less to clean up. So once you've edited it in your phone, there's a little export button. It looks like the same export button here. And then you will export it. I just keep all of the settings as they are and export it. Then I send it back to my phone with Airdrop, which looks like this. So once it's on your computer, I just right click and share via Airdrop. And so that'll send it back to my phone. So after I export it, I'll decide if I want to do any further editing in CapCut. But for this series, I'm only doing the text in Instagram. And so what I'm doing is I'll put the hook at the beginning and then make it drop off. And then the rest of it will be using the captions feature in Instagram. Once this is exported, you could put it over in Descript. So here's Descript. Once this is exported, you can put it in Descript, and the script from your final version of it will come in here. And so you can take that and now edit it down in a Google document for your caption. And then if you have a Mac, you can copy text from your computer, just like you would right click and copy. And then on your phone, tap and paste the text that you just copied from your computer. So the final step would be put it into Descript. It will transcribe it, take that transcription and put it in a Google Doc, and then water it down or make it smaller basically for the caption or any like follow-up points or any main points or calls to action that you want to have in your caption as well.